Me, Jonathan Miller, the voice of the Veil, back with another Big Hype podcast brought to you exclusively by our headline sponsors, Boxer, the online ticket platform for boxers promoters to make sure that they get their money rather than having to chase people and deliver tickets at 4 o'clock in the morning. It's done for them. Boxer, Fight Network. Go and check them out. Our other headline sponsor is MC Prestige Events. Great company, wonderful thing. Put on some great events. I sound like Donald Trump whenever I say that. Great company, wonderful people, great people. And that's the impersonation's over. And of course, our other sponsors, Prevost Boxing Gloves, protect yourself at all times. We're in Prevost, and We Prep UK, food delivery service, nutritionally balanced for fighters, racers, anything. Check him out, wonderful people. But joining me in his home right now, I'm guessing is in his home, I'm not 100% sure, but he's somewhere in the world, is the fantastic, the one and only Marley Mason. Yay! And I've been trying to get him on the bloody podcast for so bloody long. Mate, thank you so much for coming on the Big Hype podcast. Let's start with the same question I've asked everyone that's come on so far, which is how and why did you get involved in boxing?
I mean, first of all, thank you so much for having me on the show. I mean, right now I'm in my little cupboard, in my little podcast cupboard, just to let you know. Yeah, been all right. Just how I got into it. Well, I'd done it for self-defense at first. I mean, like, as you know, the world is getting more cruel by the day, and like I was always a shy kid, but I always wanted to learn how to defend myself through school and all that. I thought I would do the right thing and just, you know, start up something. So I started up with like a little bit of karate, and then got bored of that. And then I've done a little bit of like rugby, got bored of that. And then kickboxing came along, and I done kickboxing when I was very little, like, and then I gave it up. But then I thought I'm a little bit older. I'm about 9 years old now. I'm going to give it another try. And since then, my kickboxing career hit off. I mean, 3 world titles later in professional and amateur. And then I thought, you know what? I've done what I've done in the kickboxing. Now it's time to change it up, which is boxing. I had a handful of unlicensed fights, a few amateurs, and then went straight into pros and thought, you know what, I'm just going to fight anyone, any place, anywhere.
Fair enough. Do you know what? That's not how I learned a whole lot. I didn't know all that. I didn't know any of that, to be honest with you. Kickboxing, that's a bit of a different sport to boxing. You got to use your legs. How did you find?
I couldn't kick high enough, to be fair. Got
That
little legs.
All right, okay. That is little legs. Right, little legs, whatever, mate. All right, okay. I don't know where to go with this now. Karate, well, no, kickboxing. Sorry, not karate. Kickboxing. Well, so why? So you just found that with the legs, you didn't have enough power, wasn't able to compete, but you got world championships out of it. So how old were you? How old were you when you were in that?
Oh, mate, about 13 years old, I'd say. I mean,
Wow.
I started my first fight when I was 13 years old, and then
Okay.
from there, like, I fought and I knocked the geezer out in like 13 seconds or 16 seconds or something like that. And then I went, I quite like this. And then started winning, and then I took my first L in kickboxing after like 11 fights. And then I went, I want to pack it in there, as you do. And then like got back on the wagon. About 90 kickboxing fights later, I decided I quite like this. I love like the sport. And then I've done a little bit of K1, done one Muay Thai fight. And then yeah, that's probably why everyone looks at me and think he's a mad little fucker. Sorry for my language, but
It's fine. It's fine.
when you know what I'm about when it comes to fighting, I am always the maddest one out the lot of them. So I may win or lose the fight, but I always bring the best entertainment in small boxing, I think, for sure.
I'll agree with you on that point. I think you're one of the most energetic, exciting fighters to watch all time. That's my own opinion, obviously. You know, other people will
All
say
time, I like that. There's
I
not
think
going to be.
I think
I
so.
mean, I
I've
mean, when
watched
it
you a couple of times now, and I'm thinking, yeah, every time you've been out with when I've been there, although it's it's been a little while since I've seen you in the ring, but every time I've seen you, you've brought entertainment, you've brought energy to the fight.
100%. I mean, it's just so mad because one minute I could be fighting, next minute I'm shouting at someone like a ringside or something like that. I'm just like bit of a madness. Like even when I fought Mandy Janga in the Chelsea stadium, like that's Roy Jones Jr.'s fighter. I mean, I decided, oh yeah, I'm just gonna like do this, do that, and then I shouted saying to Roy in the corner, I went, "Sit your boy down" or something like that. And then Roy Jones is just looking at me like this kid's a mad boy.
Yeah, that that was not that long ago. That was only it was about a year ago, wasn't it? April.
It was a year ago the other week, just gone
Ah, okay.
actually. I mean, that for me, in my whole career, has been a brilliant moment to go against a world champion and, basically give it to him the whole 10 rounds. Yeah, the scorecards were a bit like iffy wiffy. I thought he was really close. I mean, he didn't do anything throughout the whole 10 rounds, in my opinion, and I thought he held me most of the time. But, he was a good boxer, but I thought, me personally, it was very close. I was pressing the fight for the whole 10 rounds, and I said it to everyone that I'm going to be on his chest the whole time, and I was. So, yeah, I mean, fair play to Mandeep, but definitely I wouldn't mind doing a rematch. Definitely, in his, I
Get
wouldn't
it
mind
signed. Get it signed.
I wouldn't mind having a rematch with him properly and going probably to America and fight him. I mean, like we've done it once here. Why not do it in America?
Roger Jr., if you're listening, let's sign this fight. Let's get it done. You said your score was a bit iffy. I mean, it was quite close. It was 96-94, wasn't it, on the scorecard?
Can't remember now. You know what I
It
mean?
was
I
close. It
can't
was close.
remember what I done this morning.
I've got box rec up, and I can tell you it was close. I mean, I think and I watched that fight because it was on. I want to say Fight
Talk
Zone,
sport, wasn't it?
Talk Sport, one of those. Yeah, you can watch it again, and you go and watch it. It was a very close fight. I think and like you said, you put it on him. So you turned pro over in 23, something like that. 23. You had a bit of an amateur before that, and a bit of unlicensed as well. How do you find that? Obviously, from kickboxing to K1 to Muay Thai, all very different in attitudes in some respects, but again very similar. How do you find that compared to the boxing side of it? How did you find the transition?
But with kickboxing and all that, I felt like you didn't have to sell them many tickets. I mean, I travelled up and down the whole country and like, been there with just like me, my mum and dad and sisters and all that.
Yeah,
Like, didn't have to bother selling tickets, just go there, have a fight, go home, and it's all good. Same with the unlicensed scene. Like when I was unlicensed back in like 2019. Like, I didn't really have to bother with tickets, like, and I thought in like Circus Tavern and everything like that. That's a big shout out to Alan Morlock, by the way, because he's still a good friend of mine till this day. Yeah, and then all of a sudden it hits you like when you turn pro because you got to meet up with these targets.
mm,
Like you got to sell loads of tickets to even break even or earn a little bit of a purse. And for me, this is why a lot of prospects like myself end up quitting boxing early or go down the journeyman route. But for me, like, I want to keep pushing because I'm not going to let myself go to waste. And I feel like I do belong in the sport and I do believe that I can win titles just at the right place, the right time. Where in the past I was a bit reckless. I wanted to fight everyone. Like I wanted to fight like the big names, and then you realise that you got to start from the bottom and build yourself up. This is why there's a lot of people, a lot of prospects that become 10 and 0, 12 and 0 and all that, but they're fighting all journeymen. Well, there might be a 50-50, but the geezer we don't even know. But for me, it's from the fighting aspect. It's a lot more different. It's a lot more like higher level. But for the business side, I think it's shocking. I think, the promoters should really look after their fighters and, give them the help they need. That is my honest opinion of it all. And
You're not the first person I've had on the podcast. We've talked about the ticket sales side of it. You are the guy running around, like I say at the beginning of the
well,
podcast, you're
yeah,
the guy running around 4 o'clock in the minute, chasing people up for money. You
well,
turn up on the day, you've got to sort out the purse, you've got to sort it out with the promoter, and all these things are in place for you to do it. And like you said, a couple have come on the podcast and said, actually, I paid to fight that night. And I'm going, I can understand, obviously, the situation you find yourself in then. What's your take then on this UFC slash Zuffa side of thing? Where it's kind of like they're going to pay you as a fighter to be a signed fighter for 3-5 years, whatever the deal is. What's your take of that side of it? Does that sound more appealing? Do you think more boxers are going to look at the Zuffa sort of UFC model as opposed to trying to stay with the sort of the small horse sort of side that you've got at the moment?
I mean, so far, I mean, we had all the camera crew and all that in the Matchroom gym the other day filming Connor, and it was good to like look at all that, and to know that someone's gonna willing to pay you and to fight under their organisation. It is good, but what you hear is what you hear.
Okay,
What you see in black and white is totally different. If you
right.
got a contract and they say all that and sell you the dream, and then yeah, I would 100% sign it tomorrow. That's no shadow of a doubt. But I mean, you know, it's what you hear at the moment. It's what you hear from other people and what on social media. Me personally, I don't believe a word that people say on social media. Like I choose to ignore it, and then I just put what I need to put on there. But if someone came up to me and said, "Look, there's even 2 million, 1 million, 500,000 or whatnot, and that's yours 100%, like tax free or whatnot," and then I would 100% grab it with both hands. But
I'd love to be tax free. I'll take it. I'll take the contract. I'll
100%
sign a
because
fighter contract. Oh,
it's all well said and done when someone says you're getting £15 million like in your pocket. The taxman's probably like this, yeah, give me a bit of this, and then
it's tax
obviously
season.
you
It is
got to
tax.
realise as well, you are literally pay. You got to pay your trainers and all that as well. So really, it's not really 15 million in your pocket if you think of it. Like time you pay your trainers and everything like that, it might be down to I don't know 10 mil maybe. But like I don't know, I haven't had the contract handed to me yet. So
We'll wait for it, yeah, mate. Because now you've sold them, you're going to sign. They're going to come knocking, yeah.
yeah, they better sign me. I want a piece of the cake.
I don't blame you. I don't blame you. So yeah, so you threw me the other day because we were in a venue and I wasn't expecting to see you. I said that at the beginning of when you jumped on with me, and it confused the hell out of me. I'll stop myself from swearing, but I was like, "What are you doing here?" And it's like now I know a bit more about your background and a little bit more about it. I can understand why you were there. And you're in the mix with a lot of, like, you've already name dropped a few people already. You've already dropped Conor Ben into the name mix as well in Matchroom Mix Factory. You're in the mix with all these people at the moment. Where are we going with the Mason brand? Where are we going with this?
I mean, the Mason brand, like, well, the new name, Matador, that's the new name of it all, Marley Matador Mason, because you know what, I was just sitting there the other day, someone chat GBT my name and say, make a fight name for him, and Matador straight away come up. So I went, you know what, it's not a bad shout because I'm a bit of a raging lunatic and a wind up. But yeah, but the Mason brand at the moment, like I said today on my story, I don't know if you saw it, but I just want to thank all the guys like from Matchroom and like obviously the Peacock Gym for having me down. I feel like my training now has to up up. It has to level up. I tried so hard my way, and didn't listen to people at times and thought, I know what's best in boxing. But you got to realise, yeah, them people have lived longer than you and they know what they're talking about. And I've been through ups and downs as well. That's why probably my ego is like, I want to fight, I want to fight, I want to fight. But now I've got to realise to myself that without these guys, without the TW1 lot, without the Matchroom gym, the Epping gym, like in Peacock gym, and then like Joe Taylor's gym, like all them gyms that are like involved with me, like it makes me realise I've got to up it up. I've got to be the best I can be and leave no stone unturned like I did in the past. Like if I really want to revenge all them losses I had. Like, don't get me wrong, a couple of them losses or a few of them losses, I can happily say it could have gone my way. If not, it did go my way. But, you know, they know who they are. They don't speak about my name when it comes to it. Like, yeah, for me, the Mason brand and the Matador brand is a new beginning and is a new start. And I've been out the ring for 8 months now. I mean, it's been a long time, but now is the major comeback of a lifetime. It's do or die now for me. He's like, oh, I'm not actually going to die just yet. But like,
Well, we know what you mean. I
I'm
mean, the
going
sense.
to give it one last shot. And this is the proper way how to do it, the proper way how to get it done now. And I've got the right people around me. And now is about, you know, executing the game plan that we're having.
Yeah, it sounds like you've got yourself in the right head space now from where you go. Like you said, you've had ups and downs. Your record's a bit of a mixed bag, and like you said, some of those fights were very, very close, and if not, maybe should have gone. Again,
Yeah.
I'm not a judge and official in that respect, but I know what you mean. They were very close fights. You probably thought at the time, yeah, yeah, this is going my way, and probably that, and if on a different day it may very well have been that's the case. But like you say, ups and downs. You've got a record of what, 6-4-1,
Yeah,
six
six,
four and
four,
one.
and one. Like I said,
Ofari was the draw, wasn't it? Ofari was the draw.
yeah, Jeff Afori, my biggest test, I think. Like, I think the geezer gave me a harder fight than anyone, if I'm being honest. The geezer's just like, he's an animal, and the geezer's so awkward as well. Like inside, usually I'm the inside fighter, but I don't know if you MC'd that day.
Think,
Like,
do you know what? That's one I think I announced you, and I
I
think it was.
think you announced it, and what happened was prior to that, there was a massive fight that went on for like 2 hours. And like outside the ring, not going to name whose crowd or whatnot, but a massive fight erupted. Obviously, we've been told in the changing rooms we're going to have to reschedule the fight. So there's me in my boxers and all that, ready to like put my trousers on, went to take the wraps off. Oh, Marley, we're back on that. You got to get ready and quickly come out. So we had no warm up, and then me and Jeff went in there without warming up from the pair of us. I don't know if Jeff's been told different in his changing room, but I can imagine. Most of our fans have been kicked out because of the whole
Situation.
massacre. And then we battled it out for 6 rounds, and they just gave it a draw. And fair play to Jeff, me and him managed to get out of there happy, and obviously with our families and all that, we went our separate ways. We wanted to get the rematch up, but Jeff was on to bigger and better things. He went on the Matchroom card, can't remember who he beat, but he beat one of the prospects. And fair play to him. Like, the geezer has accomplished so much in his career. Like, hats off to him, and I wish him nothing but the respect. And you know, and if he's retired, I wish him the best retirement.
Yeah, kind of the impression he might be, but what you meant with the matchroom card was the Callum French. Was that the one you meant?
That's the one. Yeah,
Yeah.
really, really, really done a good job on him, if I'm being honest.
Stopped him in the fourth, if I remember it, in the fourth, and through third, fourth, something like that. Anyway, yes, but so you've had some battles and you've had some things. So you've got the right people around you now, from what you're saying to me, and I'm getting that vibe from you. You seem in a lot more focused position for where you are, and you want to be the best person you can possibly be. So what would be? Have we got anything lined up? Anything you can tell me? Obviously, you can't tell me if this is still in contract negotiations, or where are we likely to see this go? What are we likely to try and do? We're only 4 months into 26.
Yeah.
What are we hoping to do this year?
I mean, we want to get a couple fights done. We're gonna ease our way back into it again. So we have got a journeyman set up for the next show. When that could be June time. I mean, I spoke to Sonny Warren today, funny enough, and he said about June time you'd be out. I got in my head June, I'm out, and then hopefully we get the Robert Caswell fight.
Caswell seems to be the name that's bouncing around a lot at the moment. He seems to be the man to be putting yourself up against. I mean, I forget who I was talking to the other week, and they were saying, "Oh, we're looking at doing Caswell as well." I was like, "Wow, Caswell's been on this podcast, so he's a
No,
good bookie."
listen, I'm the one that's going to be fighting Robert Caswell, no one
No,
else. I'll fight them all for him. No, but I mean, it's clear to me who Robert Caswell wants because he shouted me out, in particularly on his last outing against on top tier.
Mhm.
So he said, "I want Marley Mason," and I was like, "Your time will come." Like, I love the kid though. To be fair, I love the kid, but when it comes to business, I've got to be 110, if not 200%, yeah, ready for him. And
Yeah,
like, I've got my medicals due, so I'm gonna be doing my medicals. Soon as that's done and that's passed with flying colours, I'll get myself a journeyman, beat the shit out of him, and then Robert Caswell, I will fight him and I will probably punish the shit out of him for 10 rounds. I've got to say how he is, you know what I mean? I think he's a brilliant boxer, 100%,
he is a very good boxer.
but he doesn't like it when someone gets rough and tough with him. And me personally, you're speaking to the expert at that because, like,
You like to
I
mess
don't,
with him. You like to play. You like to get in there. You like to get in there and be
I'll
dangerous.
rough you up. I'm on your chest no
Yeah,
matter what.
yeah.
Like, that is me. I might have learned a couple more things, which I won't say on here, but I can guarantee you he's going to have a shock of his life when he fights me. 100%. I mean, I'm only just improving from the last one, but now I improved more. Now I had a certain amount of time off, and guess what? I'm coming back with a bang, and I'm going to make sure of that. And I'm going to make sure that, and also I'm moving down the super feather, my natural weight. I forgot to mention that part, didn't I?
Yeah, you not mentioned dropping divisions.
Oh, 100%. I mean, like, you know what?
You
I had
what were
enough
you
of it.
what were you at lightweight?
I was at lightweight, and at one point I was fighting at super lightweight, welterweight,
Yeah,
which I'm far too small for that, but I had to step in last minute, like, and on top tier to save the day, like usual.
yeah. Put some pennies in your shoes and weight you down a little bit. Yeah,
Yeah, I remember fighting Dan Booth, and Dan Booth is quite. It, I respect that guy. That guy is tough as nails. I gave him my best shots. Yeah, he looked at me as if to say, "You got pillow punches." I was like, you know, when you walk back in the corner, yeah, and you're like, I went, "Gee," I gave him my best left hook ever. Like, this shot flung his gum shield out. Bear in mind as well. And literally, like, he looked at me as if to say, "Is that all you got?" And I'm like, "Fuck that." And then, like, bear in mind on that fight as well, not too long before that, I fractured my rib. So I done 8 rounds, yeah, just literally with a fractured rib against Dan Booth, which a lot of people wouldn't do, but me being me, I had to do it. Not going to point out what side, but, you know, like, it's all healed up, by the way, guys, so you don't have to hear it. It's fine.
yeah. Don't tell her which side it is either.
Yeah, it's a left back second bone.
Put a target on it.
And by the way, that's Liam Dillon's fault. Literally fucking wore the most oldest gloves I ever seen in my life. Next thing you know, the geezer hit me in the rib. And I was like, "Cool," I felt his knuckle there. And then he done it again. And all I heard was a pop. And I went, and like that. I wanted to carry on, but I was like, I can't carry on from this. Liam, you've absolutely done my ribbing. No, but he went sorry. And then funny enough, like I think
Was that
6 months.
was that
Huh?
sparring then? Was that inspiring?
Yeah,
Or?
that was sparring, me and Liam Dillon. He wore 14 ounces, but I can guarantee you they were like sixes. I put my finger right through it and all. Like I went, what the fuck is that? And then like when he came down TW1, it bun the same pair of gloves he done me in. And I went, you can fuck off, you're not sparring me with them on. And then like, yeah, and then Liam went, oh, have you got another pair of gloves then? And I went, there you go. But I love the guy to bits. He's a mate. When it comes to the toughest man, he's the toughest man, in my opinion, in the whole of boxing. In my opinion, the geezer is physically such a fit lad, like just like non-stop. And for what he's done in his career is amazing. It's the same as me. Like we fight anyone, any place, anywhere. But that geezer's he's got a throw loop, I swear, because like they go against Pierce O'Leary and you know the geezer's a devastating puncher. Let's not forget. It's just mad. It's absolutely crazy.
Yes. Yes. So, well, hopefully in June. Well, then we're looking at casual. Then we're looking at some silverware, some straps, some titles.
I want some straps. It would be nice. It would be
You've been
nice.
in the mix for a few in the in the past southern area. Was it the Commonwealth?
I never thought for Commonwealth. Like all these Commonwealth titles that are coming out now and all that is like a bit bizarre, really.
Yeah. Well, I'm not going to get into the whole complications around as many belts as there are. There's plenty. So what are we looking at? Are you looking at sort of doing the traditional route? Or are you sort of looking, well, I'll do the area title, then the English, and then the British? Is it just sort of you're going to see what comes around and see what's going to be on the table?
I would like to go traditional route. I feel like that's the best thing, and the best person to probably look at that is Dan Aziz. I mean, he's done it properly, in my honest opinion. I feel like the geezer's accomplished the Southern area, defended it. He's accomplished the English, defended it. He's done the British and defended it. And also, like, he's just won it all the right way. I know, like, you know, he's had his ups and downs as well. But, you know, these guys are idols because what they've done before then, when they was in their primes, look what they achieved. Yeah, they might be all getting on now. I think Dan Aziz is like 36. He's about 36 years old, as far as I'm aware. You know what? I hope he doesn't hear this, otherwise I'm going to get chinned. But no, he's probably going to come round and be like, I'm actually 32. But no, I'm pretty sure by Adrian Martin said he was 36.
Okay.
But the geezer has accomplished so much in the sport, it's a joke. And so is like the likes of Reece Bellotti. He was another geezer. And that is one of my main sparring partners. Still think he's a bit of a dickhead, but like
I like Bellotti. I think the whole, you know, I've announced him once in my lifetime. I was like, that was. I think it was. I forget what
was
it
that
was.
the Goodwin fight with Dean Dodge?
No, but it was somewhere and I forget where it was. But I never did a Goodwin show. I was disappointed actually because now they've decided to stop and cease. And good luck to them both. Good luck to the whole family. I wish them every success with whatever they're doing. But the Goodwins have decided to stop. I'm shocking you, obviously, with this one. I'm sorry.
You shocked me with that.
They have. They've stopped. They've saying that, put something on Facebook about 3 weeks ago, saying thanks very much. But he said a podcast. I haven't caught it all. I've seen some of the highlights of it.
Keiko anyways. The geezer's Keiko anyways. He's fine. He can go onto Ireland and he can sip on his tropical juice while us fighters work a 9 till 5 and also do our training. That's fine, mate.
I think it was more the fact that you were saying the troubles that you mentioned earlier about some of the small hall productions, small hall shows as well. I mean, it's a tough game to run. I guess to be. I'm not a promoter, so I can't say, but I have promoted one or two things over the years, and it's a tough game getting bums into seats and try and sort of make things and make sure everybody's
It's
sorted at the end of it. So
it's such a
I get the perspective.
struggle. It is a struggle for us fighters. Like, I mean, like, we got, like you said a couple of times on this podcast now, we got to do the running back. We got to do the shout-outs. We got to, like, come out of our workplace to, like, put on our Instagram who wants to buy a ticket. Or, worst case of worse, we got to go to the ATM and just, like, draw out so much cash to pay for our opponents. And that's the sad reality of it. People think being a pro boxer in a small hall show, you're loaded, you got loads of fucking money, whatever. No, we don't, mate. Mate, the amount of times I had to go to my dad or something like that, I'd be like, "Oh, I gotta pay like, this person like, a grand. I gotta pay that person." I think the most we paid was 2,400 quid. Like, you know, and it's bad because you think the promoters would do their best, like, to help you and back you up and be like, get your bums in seats, guys. They should sell the tickets for us to box and pay us a purse. My honest opinion.
Honestly, I know where you're going with it, and I do. I suppose this is the way it's set up at the moment. Maybe that will change. Maybe it won't. We're
Well,
just gonna have
hopefully,
to
I'm with the
see.
Romans now, so they might give me a purse out of it.
Maybe. So silverware. So let's go back to the straps. Is there a particular one you want? A particular one you'd love to have? I want I'd like a green and gold, if I'm honest with you, but you might like something different.
How do you know my favourite colour? Green. How do you know my favourite colour? God knows, but
Everyone loves
like
the
to
green and gold, don't they?
I would like to win the Southern area. I feel like, I had ups and downs with that title. And I feel like at the right way and all that now, I want to win that. And then for some reason, I like the IBO.
Okay.
I quite like that title. And I know it's not noticed, but I want it. I don't know why. I want it. So if, like, the Warrens can do us a favour and get me that title, it'd be fantastic. Other than that, I don't think I'm going to be a world champion. Well, I know I'm not going to be world champion.
Disappeared. And with that, he says he's not going to be world champion. He's decided to leave. So
Yeah.
let's see if we can get him back. You're not going to be world champion.
No, definitely not. I'm not going to be a world champion. Like, I'm just speaking realistic. You get a lot of prospects that say, I'm going to be a world champion. But in reality, in my opinion, I don't think I am.
Okay.
But
okay.
if I get a Southern area and maybe a British or like IBO belt, and then I'll be happy. That'll be me done.
Okay. That's good. And then after boxing, what's Marley going to do? Marley's going to disappear again.
Done it again.
Oh, you can't write it today. Today is just one of those days. It's too sunny. It's too hot. It's too nice. Harry.
I swear to God.
It's all right. My daughter's joined us as well.
Hello.
Right, go on, off you go. Right, we're nearly done.
It's all right.
I know you want to go.
this
You
bit
want to go.
out.
It's fine, mate. It's fine. You don't have to talk to me. It's fine.
Oh, I
Be
love
upset.
talking to you. That's the best thing about it. No, yeah. Well, moral of the story is I would like to get some sort of strap, no matter what. I mean, domestic would be ideal, but if not, if it's a strap at the end of the day, it'd be amazing. And then, in terms of after boxing, I might do something mental. I might do one more kickboxing fight.
Muay Thai's on the rise, though. Muay Thai's on the rise. Why not transition into? I know it's a brutal sport, and I love Muay Thai because it absolutely is the craziest people I've ever met. They go to Thailand and they live, breathe, sweat Muay Thai from waking up in the morning, going to bed. They are fanatical about it, and I think it's great. Would you look at this like that?
No, I mean, I want to do BKB as well.
I'm sure that could happen. I'm sure of that. I mean, I've had a mate of mine who's Ashley Williams. He went off to took on the world challenge.
If the money's right,
for the world.
if the money's right, I'm in a
there's so much.
contract. You know what I mean? I'll go where the money
Yeah.
flows.
Mate, and yeah, I think that I could see happening. That's definitely something, and that could be again brilliant avenue for you, complete game changer, different direction. Great. Well, there's one final thing we do on this thing in our podcast. It's a little bit of a tradition, and I'm just going to reach forward because I haven't got everything in place as I should do, which is your final round. So, Marley Mason, the Matador, El Matador, are you ready for your final round?
Go on then.
Seconds out. Final round. Southpaw or orthodox? Whatever you prefer. What do you prefer? What's your preferred? Southpaw or orthodox?
A switcher, so probably dexterous.
All right then. I'll let you off. Ambidextrous. Body shots or head shots? Train alone or with a partner?
With a partner.
Early bird or night owl?
Early bird or night owl?
Or night owl.
Oh.
Night owl. Sorry. Welsh person. Welsh.
Early bird.
Owl. Early bird. Heavy bag or speed bag?
Both.
Underdog or favourite?
My all-time favourite.
Okay. Boxing gym or out and amongst the trees outdoors? Short, powerful punches or the long technical game?
Short, powerful punches.
Fight dirty or fight clean? Loud crowd or quiet atmosphere?
Loud crowd, always.
Quick knockout or strategic win?
Drown them and then, beat.
Get in there. Okay. And hypothetical fight may never happen. However, both these boys seem to be back involved in boxing. So, AJ or Fury?
Well, who would win?
Who wins?
Mate, Fury all day long.
There you go. Marley, how do people follow you? How do they get involved with your journey? Where can they
follow me on Instagram, Marley_Mason_boxing. And also, if you want to get PT'd as well, I train at Elite Striking Academy, so make sure to hit them up. And also, if you want to know about me more, about the mental health side, about anything like that, definitely don't be afraid to text. Always speak out because everyone needs to speak and let it all out. I'm always about just hit me up whenever I'm on Facebook, TikTok, the whole lot. Slide in a message to either get trained or whatever you want. We can talk about it, we can have a coffee about it, whatever. And thank you to all the people that's been on my journey so far with the TW1, the Joe's Boxing Academy, the Lee Boxing Academy, and thank you to all the sparring partners that's been with me throughout this whole camp and all my sponsors that have been with me since day one of my career. And a wonderful shout out to my family.
Sorry, I forgot to kind of mention the sponsors because that's another great way of helping you.
Sponsors, TW1 Boxing, always love being in there and using their recovery centre. Elite Striking Academy, the new up-and-coming gym that's going to be taking over Grays and Footwork. David Roberts Jewellers, best jewellers on the market. Treads Active, the best wear, casual wear, smart wear. You name it, the geezer can get it. He is amazing. I've got a scaffold firm as well that's ready to be confirmed. And special shout out to him. Paul Boxall, the best tattoos, sister and all that, Footwork supplies. Make sure to hit them up. They are the best bathroom company around Footwork, if not the whole of Essex. If you want one, mate, let me know.
I don't want to come and do one in Wales today because I could do mine remodeling. We'll talk about it after. Marley, thank you so much for coming on the Big Hype podcast. We wish you every success going forward. I'm really looking forward to see what's happening in hopefully June or July, and then whatever comes after that fight. We'll see you, Seb, and I will definitely see you on the scene because I know you now. You randomly turn up at random events. It's even better.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that.
Keep me on my toes. Again, thanks for coming on the Big Hype podcast. All right, take care.
This has been a Big Hype production, edited and produced by Jonathan Millard, assisted by Riverside FM and distributed by Buzzsprout, available on all good podcast platforms. For more information, visit www.bighypepodcast.co.uk.